Senate has launched an investigation into an alleged plot involving the Department of State Services, which is the DSS, in taking over the National Assembly as part of a purported plan to impeach Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The rumors suggest that some northern senators dissatisfied with President Bola Tinubu's administration may be behind the move. During the October 16th plenary session, Akpabio denied the allegations, dismissing them as fake reports and assuring that the Senate remains calm. He directed the Senate Committee on Special Duties, led by Senator Shehu Kaka, to investigate the claims and report back within 24 hours. The investigation aims to uncover the facts surrounding the rumors and address any potential instability within the legislature. The controversy began after reports surfaced suggesting that DSS operatives have taken control of the National Assembly, sparking speculation about a power struggle. This situation underscores existing tensions in Nigeria's political landscape and the need for stability amidst economic challenges and governance reforms. The previous story said that the president and vice president are out of the country. The next story is saying that there's power struggle. What do you think about this?
The power struggle in politics is normal. It's not something that we should even begin to mobilize the DSS and the army and the police and all of that. The business of the National Assembly, impeachment is part of it. So if you are not doing well as a Senate President, of course, you should expect the people to agitate. I mean, it will go down in the history of Nigeria as the first time that there's an attempt of impeaching the Senate President, or if it has been done before, yeah, it is. So I really do not see why we should make a fuss out of it. But I think it's also good that the Senate as a body has come out, with that clarification. If the Senate President has said that there's no such plan, so be it. But what I would advise is if you are not doing well as a leader, if you are not doing well and you know within yourself that you are not doing well, you should expect consequences. And if there is a move to impeach you, then I think it's for you to sit up so that you don't get impeached.
Amasadeki, if impeachment is the issue, should the DSS be involved in the impeachment of...
They are there, the Department of States, to ensure law and order. And I want to believe, first of all, that most have rumored that the suspected impeachment may be instigated by the governor of Rivers State, based on the judicial processes that is going on in the court that has to do with the lawmakers and the governor of Rivers State. Some are of the school of thought that the governor of Rivers State feels that in case the assembly,
has there been any concrete evidence to back up the fact that the claims, alleged claims that the Rivers State governor
has been?
Okay.
That's why I say it's a rumor. The rumor is not the truth or the factual, it's assumptions. That the governor of Rivers State feels if he's being impeached, if it comes to that kind of scenario, the Senate President will naturally want to favor his opponents. These are assumptions, they are political assumptions. But in any case, I would like to believe that the governor of Rivers State will not want to waste Rivers State resources in trying to wreck the Senate leadership. But again, I would like to state this very categorically clear here, that the position of Senate President was not just encouraged to be given to Senator Godswill Akpabio on the grounds of his strengths. When the election of who becomes the Senate President came up, we had strong Northerners who wanted to be the Senate President. For instance, his major rival, in that contest was Senator Yari, who almost took the day. And for some of us who believe that because of the same faith tickets, where you have the Muslim as the president, you have the Muslim as the vice president, it raised a lot of worriedness and suspicion on the Christians, who are also, you know, in majority, in majority also in this country,
yes,
who feels that if the president and vice president has been taken by a Muslim, even though we are not a religious country by constitution, but we know that we are religious people. Now, some of us believe that for Nigerians and the Christians to have, you know, trust in this government, there is need for the Senate President to come to a Christian who is from the South. And then we equally believe that hence Akpabio was running, that because of his past record in Akwa Ibom State, that he's a better person. But I also want to plead at this moment that the Senate President, if there are areas you are not performing well, you need to perform well, because you cannot be kept on position on a religious ground and you are not seen to be performing well. So I also want to call on anybody who feels that the Senate President should be impeached to be patient because of our religious coloration in this country, that we should allow the Senate President to finish his tenure, and then having said that the Senate President should live up to his responsibility, let the Northerners wait for their turn. At this time is the turn of the Southerner to become the Senate President. It will be wrong for a Northerner to want to become a Senate President at this point in time. It's like fueling crisis. So the suspicion on the issue of same-faith ticket has been reduced by the SGF, George Akume, a Christian from the North Central, being made the SGF, and then Akpabio being made the Senate President, have reduced that suspicion. So let us not activate what was negative to this country and to this government. So I would like to say, Mr. Senate President, live up to your expectation. Every Northern senator and lawmaker, wait for your turn. It's the turn of Southerners to become a Senate President, and Akpabio should complete his tenure.